Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd show you a quick update on the Skaar carrier, talk about a couple unfinished areas and the plans for them, and show you what's been done since the last video. So to start with, I worked a little bit more on the hangar area over here. I actually completed this wall going all the way across from the front, from the back of the ship to the front of the ship now, and most of the ceiling. It's not tweaked though. It's not very tweaked. I got a lot of light bleed through on the ceiling. Most of my time, however, has been put upstairs from here. So this is kind of what this area is looking like, and I like how it ties into the module bays on the side, which I built probably over a month ago now. This is a long build, I gotta say. So over here, I decided rather than going with a elevator like I normally would do, I ran with a staircase. I figured, well, this is so far out of the beaten path right now anyway, it doesn't really matter. I'm not really concerned about making you walk through here quickly, as this is nowhere around any of the ship function that you would probably be using in gameplay. So over off the side here, there's some really crappy crew rooms, a couple very low cost places. One right there, and as we go up another floor here, got another crew room here. I'm missing the texture there. Most of my time actually was put into this general area over here, and basically, I think I hit what I wanted to hit on the last video when I was talking about a gladiator arena and kind of an open area above the hangar floor here. I kind of did that part here. I did scale it down from what I was originally intending on doing. And then this thing over here, the arena. Gotta have one of those on a ship here. So this is what this is looking like, and there's a lot of planning and tweaking and messing with this thing, and it took way too long to make, unfortunately. But it kind of works for what it is. Let me show you how this all works out here. To start with, if you notice, you got kind of a balcony up on the top, on the back side there. This is where like the leadership of the ship goes, the ship captain or whatever, who's ever holding the event. They can sit over here at their nice premium view here, and the fighters, whether they're prisoners or people that do it for money, come in to the other side over here, and there's this like little pit cage area down over here which walks directly out to the arena, and then they do their fighting. And basically, if there's going to be a winner and they're going to do have the option to do a killing blow, they would look up at the captain, and the captain would give them a thumbs up or thumbs down to kill him or not kill him, and that's kind of the justice system. So if someone pissed off the captain threw him in jail, and then they came out there and they fought and they're going to lose. The captain still has the option to have them live, but when they participate in the battle, whether they win or lose, they have the option for freedom unless the captain wants them dead. That's basically how that goes. Right across from here is where the jail is. So I got some individual jail cells around this area and some little beds and stuff in there, and they'd basically drag out the prisoners, throw them into this cage area, then they would go down and battle into the arena. So that is how that whole layout works and everything about it. So this took way too long to do, unfortunately. It doesn't seem like it, but I had to change it around twice, I think, before I got things structured better and worked out better. It's basically I got to a certain point, then it made no sense to me because I had like the prisoners coming in from over here or over here, and I'm like, how's that going to work? And where's like the leadership going to sit? And I had to like kind of reconstruct it a little bit to dial it in better, and that took a lot of time, unfortunately. So on the rest of the ship, that's unfinished at this point in time. And there's quite a lot of areas that are unfinished, especially this whole side over here in miscellaneous rooms and places and along the flight deck. This area, from this general wall up to about right over here, I'm planning on having this a residential section. So a lot of crew rooms. The styling I want to try to do on this, and we'll see how it comes out. I kind of wanted to look like a bit of a vertical shanty town. So whatever that means, interpret that how you want. But I got some wacky ideas. I don't even know how to explain the ideas, and I don't even know if they're going to work. So I'm going to try it, and then I'll try to show that on a future update video once I get this area wrapped up here. So that's going to be basically a bunch of crew rooms in this general area. From about this point back, this is going to be all for Reforged Eden upgrade parts, like your big shields, fusion reactor, medium shields, small shields, all that fun stuff. I'm going to try to make housings for a bunch of it in this general area. There's room for it, and I was just trying to figure out how I was going to try to lay this stuff out on this side. Now this side should go a whole lot quicker than the other side of the ship. The other side has a huge amount of density and rooms and storage and all kinds of stuff on that side. And this side's going to be quite a bit simpler. This section over here might not be so simple, but this part here is kind of like probably a large room structure that's going to house like most all these parts and things like that. So it shouldn't take near as long to build. Back of the ship over here in this general section is where I want the mess hall to be. Now, originally I kind of wanted it in the front of the ship. I changed my mind. I think it would be more appropriate in the back of the ship, and I like the idea of the balconies off the back here for that kind of thing too. So, as in the farm, I haven't been back to deal with it yet. I do plan on extending the farm by another 3 grow plots going in this direction though, and this will be. This is like one of the few interior parts that is symmetrically done, and this will be, again, asymmetrically done once that takes place, because the whole thing will be lopsided a little bit, but you wouldn't know from inside the ship at all. And then there's a couple rooms in front of the farm, some pretty large open area spaces, nice real estate. Don't know exactly what to do with this area yet. Didn't really want to keep on extending the farm further and further this way. It could be done. I just didn't necessarily want to, because I think I'm going to have so many grow plots already that I can't really foresee needing more. So, but I also really don't know what to do with this section of the ship yet. I'm trying to come up with a plan for that. Other areas of the ship that are undone. This one was done. Yeah, I got a room there. Some crew area. This section over here, this is going to be more residential area. I'll try to make this all work. This also might contain that weird idea I spoke of in the last video of having like a ventilation system that leads to like a little stowaway camp. That might be over in this area somewhere. There's a lot of fluctuation. There's a lot of wiggle room and playing around that can be done with all the blocks in the area. So I'm thinking that's where that might end up being. And then up on the top section over here, this is these shops going along the flight deck. So I'm going to try to make each one of these a little bit of an authentic shop. But at this point, I only have to go so far back with that because it's kind of half done. It's kind of like this back part of the ship is done up on the interior. And then that leaves the bridge and the captain's quarters. Now the captain's quarters is going to be a 2-floor extra big room area, and nice. It's gonna actually have the best materials that the Skaar possess in the captain's quarters. Might even have some authentic like hardwood floor or something fancy and deluxe in it. So and the captain's room also he's got a balcony, so he can walk out the back over here, and he can directly walk out of his room right up to the bridge. So he could literally get woken up out of bed, walk 15-foot steps, and he's at the pilot seat. So that's how the captain's got it. He's got it pretty good, actually. And then it's right next to this main elevator, which gets you to all the production stuff in the ship. The hangar, the production area below, the farming. Everything's pretty close by to this particular elevator. So hopefully it's fairly easy to get around the ship and use it in gameplay itself. Again, if you start walking around the ship all over the place, there's a lot of walking to do. There's a lot of places you can go, but pretty much everything for gameplay's sake is right in this general location. Was always planned that way from the beginning. I don't want to walk forever in a ship. when I'm playing in the game. But if you're exploring the ship and doing other things with the ship, that's cool. You can cruise around, check things out. But you know, I want to keep the gameplay pretty tight as I could, really, for such a large creation like this, or pretty close to as tight as I could. I guess I could have had the production rate up in the captain's room too, but I didn't really want to go that far with it. So that is where the carrier is at right now. As in the release date, I know I said many times now that I wanted to try to get this done by Christmas or before Christmas. At the rate I'm going, which I've been putting about 4 hours a day into it, literally every day, probably for a month and a half or ever since I started this thing. I don't. I'm running out of time. Christmas is going to be, what is Christmas, like 12 days away? I don't know if I can get it done by Christmas. There's so many things to look at and do yet. I'm trying to bang off a room or two every day, maybe, but I also need a couple more days in there for going through all the systems, going through the O2, making sure all that's working right, setting up sensors for all the lighting, doing miscellaneous other tweaks, checking things out, testing some things. And then, of course, making the whole post and the workshop thing and everything else. Now, after I get this ship out, and I'm going to still try to get it out before Christmas, but I just, if I'm late, don't shoot me for it. It was really my intent to get it out before Christmas, and I still believe it's possible. It's just, I'm running out of time here. And then about a week after I get the main ship out is when I plan on putting out a vanilla version of the ship, because I'm going to have to rework some things in the ship, the storage, and who knows what else, maybe some other miscellaneous things in here, see how the numbers play. I'm a little scared of vanilla because vanilla likes to charge CPU for the blocks used, and this son of a gun uses a lot of blocks. Did I say a lot of blocks enough times? But yeah, there's a lot of blocks in this thing. It really is. I mean, most of the blocks are cheap. Most everything besides the outer hull is carbon substrate and doesn't weigh a lot or cost a lot or anything like that. It's just there's a lot of blocks, and if Vanilla is going to charge me CPU for every single block I used, I'm now scared to look at the Vanilla specs on it. But it also does give you 10 million CPU with your 4 advanced CPU cores, which is quite a lot. So maybe it won't be a thing. I hope it's not a thing. But it's just this is a slow build for me. I'm kind of slow anyway, but this one's just taking extra long time. And the last part of the video, I just got to talk about why this one's taking so long to build versus some other creations. So I try to pull in something that was comparable in size, the Supremacy or the Supremacy ICD. Now this ship took a while to build too, no doubt, but it didn't take as long, and a couple big advantages this one had on time spent versus that one is, well, first, it's completely symmetrical. So that's a big one right there. I mean, this with all the asymmetrical elements is like building like 2 creations in one, especially with the interior space. And 2, this one had a lot of larger, bigger room areas in it that, by and large, took less time to build. Like big open hangar structures like this. The fact that it supported Helios modules, which are really big modules anyway, and I could basically, this whole part of the ship didn't have interior space because it was all module bay. So that took less time to do. The rooms in here, generally speaking, are bigger. Versus the other ship as well. I mean, just more wider open spaces on this ship, taller ceilings, things like that. So it's just, it's not as dense. There's less room. There's a lot less rooms, individual rooms in this ship than there is in the Skaar ship over here. And then lastly, if you look at the overall size, I guess they're comparable. I would actually say the Skaar ship is bigger though than the Supremacy is in physical size. The Supremacy's got a really big behind on it, but this one has a pretty good size behind too. So I guess they're both kind of wide bodies. Anyway, That's pretty much all I've got for today. I just kind of wanted to show you where I'm at and the plans and everything else. I was going to try to do a video yesterday, but I was still half into that arena area, and it was taking forever in the day, and I didn't want to show it until I got it actually kind of complete before I did another video. I'm planning on doing another update video Thursday. I'm hoping to make a lot of progress by then. Very last thing I wanted to bring up, the Anvil Challenge this month, dealing with the Halo universe creation, or basically something that would fit into the Halo universe. I don't know if I'm going to do this challenge. It's not because I have anything against Halo or Anvil challenges, and I like to participate in all of them. Problem is, I got this son of a gun, and I don't want to take more time away from building this on a second challenge, because this one's taken so long to build, to work on something else right now. And it's kind of the deal. It's like, yeah, I would like to do something else, but I guarantee you anything that I would do for the Halo thing, at a bare minimum, if I was doing something fairly small and not too complicated, would probably at least take 10 hours. And if I wanted to do anything, a little bit more elaborate, you were talking 20, 40 hours. I don't have the time to do it. I just don't. Not this month. Not if I wanted to get this thing out and still try to get it out by Christmas. There's just no way I can just stop dead in my tracks and build another creation and let this thing chill out for another couple weeks. I'm out of time. So I can't really do that, and I have a feeling I'm not going to be doing this month's challenge for the Halo World thing, unless, of course, somehow this would fit into the Halo universe, and I don't think it would, but but I don't know Halo super well. I've played like 2 or 3 of the Halo games. The first 2, and then part of the third one, and I think I did play around with Halo Reach for I played that for a few hours. I don't know, yeah. So I'm familiar with Halo. It's cool, but I just don't know if I'm going to do the challenge this month, and it's only because of this one here. If I didn't have anything else going on, I'd be working on a Halo ship right now. So, but I want to get this. I want to get this thing done. Pretty badly, and I don't want to rush it. I just want to get it done. I want to get it done. I want to get it right and out to the workshop, and everybody can be happy, and I can take a few days off from Empyrion and try to see if I still have any sanity left. Other than that, you all have yourself a great day, and also let me know if you got any ideas. I still got, on this ship here, I've got some open room spaces yet. I've got most places kind of where I've figured out what I'm going to do, but I have those couple center room areas. If you got any ideas on what I could put in here that's unique, something that would fit with Skaar, especially in the entertainment sector, let me know. I'm just kind of looking for other ideas. I got the arena, I got the pool. I don't know what other facilities I could put in here. I was planning on a bunch of shops and crew quarters and that kind of thing. That's already covered, but if you can think of something else, something that would be neat, that could go in, fit in this particular ship somehow with the really wacky lure, let me know, and I will definitely consider it and try to implement that before I get too much further. I'll leave those couple rooms vacant in the center for the time being right now. So I'll be where I got plenty of other places to work on. So if you come up with anything, let me know. And other than that, you all have yourself a great day, and I'll talk to you later.